Everybody. So for this week, you're going to get the opportunity to read one of Philip Sidney's great fictional works, which is the sonnet sequence Astrophil and Stella. And I want you to think about it in terms of what we read last week in the defense of poesy. So Sidney's idea there is that the poet's job and the job of its work is to teach and delight in order to prompt virtue. So you can ask that question of Astrophil and Stella and thinking about, does this text teach and delight to prompt virtue? What is it teaching? How does it delight? What virtue is it pointing to? You get a chance to also look at Shakespeare's sonnets as well, because they're a very different approach to sonnets and the ideas that Shakespeare brings up in terms of the bigger principles. Now, these texts are about love, but they're not about love, right? All the great literary texts that we read are never about just the one thing. For example, with Beowulf, it wasn't just about this guy shows up in the kingdom of the Danes and seeks to kill Grendel. It's bigger issues of loyalty and honor and chivalry and Christianity and things like that. So try to keep reading a little deeper than what's on the surface, especially with Astrophil and Stella and their relationship and Shakespeare's relationship with the various people that are in the sonnets there. I think you will find them particularly fascinating. You've got everything's in your textbook that you need, but you've also got a lecture video as well where I break down some of the sonnet form things and some of the big topics that you see in each of the sonnet sequences. So take a look at that. Discussion board posts are due by Friday at 8 p.m. Comments by Saturday at the same time. I'm really curious to see how you see this. There's a method to the madness in terms of the way that this sequence is. So before the midterm, you look at The Miller's Tale, which is just this cynical farce about love. And while it's funny and we've asked some really important questions about it, you get the impression that no one's really a true virtuous person after reading that text. And now we're coming into this discussion of what fiction should do in terms of virtue and looking at these love sonnets in the same way. So I'm curious to see what you come up with. Please let me know if you have any questions or any concerns. My email cmoody@aum.edu. Take care.